Hey guys, welcome to AniSims. It's so weird saying the new channel name and all, but welcome to the anime channel. The beginning of this video will be a little different. We won't do this every video, obviously, but we figured we should introduce the channel just so you guys know what's going on here, because this is obviously the first video on this channel. Here on this channel, we're going to be doing a lot of things. We're going to be primarily doing just one-off anime videos. Like, we have a bunch of anime videos that don't relate to each other, covering a variety of shows. We won't focus on any specific show. And we also are going to do reviews of either entire shows or maybe episode reviews, little mini reviews, things like that. And as you know, because you clicked on the video, this right here is a review. So we're going to go and talk about our review format real quick. We start off these videos giving a quick introduction on the show, which will be coming on in a couple of seconds. And then we go and give a little synopsis kind of the show, and as well giving quick thoughts on some of the best things for this video. We're going to be talking about the visuals a lot because Mob Psycho is fucking beautiful. And after that, we're going to go into our favorite fights, our favorite moments, our favorite characters, things like that, and then also our least favorite things of those sorts. And at the end of it, we're going to give it a rating out of 10, and that'll be the review. So, hope you enjoy. Let's get into it. Mob Psycho 100 is a slice-of-life comedy shonen, and yes, it is a shonen. I actually didn't know that before I read the script. And manga and anime created by Author One, known for kind of underground, rare, classic One Punch Man. You might have heard of it. Animated by Studio Bones, who's also known for some pretty underground shows like, you know, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood and My Hero. I understand if you don't know who Studio Bones is, man. And with this new season ending a little under a year ago, and a new season unfortunately not happening for a couple of years, we decided that there isn't a better time to reflect on Mob Psycho than right now.
Shigeo Kageyama, known as Mob, is the strongest psychic in the world. However, unlike One Punch Man's Saitama, Mob has a lot of issues that can hold him back from these strengths. Mob, while being an incredible psychic, also reaches a point where he physically can't control his psychic power. The phase is when Mob reaches 100%, and is typically followed with visual euphoria as the animation also goes 100%. And honestly has some of the best animation I've ever seen. The first time Mob goes 100% in around episode 5 or 6, we see an entire school get split apart, sent into the sky, and brought back while Mob has a very strong and distorted drawing of his face visible in frame. Like, this animation I'm showing here is fucking stunning, and honestly one of the best parts of the show. Back on topic, however, this show follows Mob as he goes through middle school doing various middle schooler things, such as trying to get the girl he likes to like him back, which is something everyone can relate to, and trying to get better with his lacking social skills. However, if the show just followed this plot, then it probably wouldn't be regarded as highly as it is. The other MC, Reagan, who is a self-proclaimed psychic and has Mob working under him, most of the show follows Mob's and Reagan's adventures as they exercise spirits and eventually do even crazier shit somehow. Accompanied by this really fun story is honestly some of the best animation I've ever seen in anime. Every little scene, no matter how insignificant, has just top tier animation. For example, every single one of Reagan's special moves that only takes a handful of seconds is honestly animated better than a lot of fight scenes I've seen in any anime. Aesthetically, this show doesn't slack either, as the art style honestly looks about as much like a western cartoon as it does anime. Me and Landon decided to show Mob Psycho to our friend who doesn't really like the art style of anime, and we believe this art style makes it very easy for non-anime fans to enjoy as well.
So my favorite character in Mob Psycho is Mob's employer, Reagan. Reagan is just the greatest. There's not really a great way to describe him because he is such a, his character development is really nice, as he starts off kind of this douchey, shady con man, and as you see his relationship with Mob evolve throughout the show, you really start to love him, and even at his lowest and highest points throughout the show, he's always really funny. That's the main thing about Reagan, is he is just absolutely hilarious and always fun to watch on screen. My favorite arc is the Separate Ways arc, which takes place around the midpoint of Season 2. This arc focuses on my favorite character, Reagan, as we see Mob leave him and his work, and you kind of get to see Reagan just act as by himself without Mob. And you realize how sad he really is without him. It's a really cool arc, and honestly, the ending of the arc, while I didn't cry, it did make me tear up with how it ended. It's just a very well-written arc, and honestly, my favorite arc in the show. My favorite fight in Mob is Mob versus Mogami, which takes place in the first leg of Season 2. This fight is just almost perfect to me, as it covers everything you need in an anime battle to be great. It has character development, high stakes and just incredible visuals and impact on the plot, as you get to see, I don't want to spoil this fight, but you just get to see Mob completely change throughout this fight. It's truly just a great fight to watch. Mob has a lot of themes to pick from. That's actually one of the things I love about it, but my favorite theme and the one that impacted me most is just because you do something better than somebody else does not make you a better person. This theme is primarily shown throughout Reigen and Mob's relationship in the show, as Mob is an incredible psychic. However, Mob knows that he does have flaws in his character, such as he's not great socially, he's not very physically strong, and these things are weaknesses that he has that kind of put him in his place, and Reigen even tells him that you having psychic powers is just a trait, and that is all. It does not make you better than anyone. And a crazy thing is one of the villains in the show also does not have this theme. And this is the primary difference between Mob and that villain. So seeing just how one little theme can change two characters completely is honestly amazing. And that's why I love this theme so much.
My highlights for favorite character would have to be Reigen. For not being a psychic, one of the best characters is award-worthy. He has some of the best heartwarming or sad moments in the show, is a great mentor figure for a psychic. He gives Mob his moral compass, he grounds him and stops him from going all crazy and having a massive god complex like some of the other espers in the show. My favorite arc probably has to be the 7th Division, as this arc shows Mob, Teriki, and others go into Claw, an evil organization of espers. The fights are just amazing, some genuinely funny stuff happens as well. However, the arc that Landon picked is definitely a close second. My favorite fight has to be Mob vs. Teriki in episode 5 and 6. This fight is fucking crazy. From Teriki's insane psychic powers to Mob just trying to reason with him, to Mob end up fighting back, and as mentioned before, Mob wrecks an entire school and sends it flying into the air in a godlike fashion, and then just kind of builds it back up like it's Legos. My favorite theme would have to be that people can change. Many characters just change sides and learn to become good. Obviously, I can't really talk more about this because it's more spoiler territory, but if you watch the show, you'll understand this more.
My big negative over the show is the character who is named Sho. Sho to me is very, I guess what's the way? He just comes in kind of out of nowhere in both seasons. He's not a major character in any way, but in the end of season 1, he kind of comes in out of nowhere and just kind of does some bitch fighting tactics and then leaves. And then you kind of learn why he did that in season 2, but it's just, I just don't really care for him. His character development is kind of cliche, and why he is the way he is cliche as hell. And I just don't really enjoy it too much. I don't hate him or anything, but he is definitely my least favorite character and just part of the show as a whole.
No matter how good a show is, no show is without its flaws. My biggest problem with the show is Ritsu Kageyama, Mob's brother. He's just a shithead, and I don't really like watching him on screen. He kind of just rubs me the wrong way looking at him.
So whenever I think about Mob Psycho, I kind of rate the seasons differently, because I think season 2 is a fair bit better than season 1. Season 1, I would give it 8 out of 10, and season 2, I'd give it 9, and overall, I'm feeling like a nice, 8.75 on the show. I really fucking like it. It's really good. You should go watch it.
My overall rating of Mob Psycho 100 has to be a 9 out of 10. This show very quickly became my favorite anime. I just love everything about it, and the art style really helps. It's so simple, but in like a good way, because sometimes you get all these complex anime, so it's so nice and like refreshing just to see a very simple looking anime, especially that tells one of the greatest like stories I've ever seen, especially when you pair the simple animation, the simple art style with amazing animation. It just all ties together to be a 9 out of 10 for me.
And that was our thoughts on Mob Psycho. I really hope you enjoyed this video. It's actually been a long time since I scripted a video, and it's been even a longer time since I put so much time into editing this video as I did. So I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, please subscribe and drop a like. That'd be greatly appreciated. More videos will be coming soon. If you saw the video on my main channel, that kind of gives a demo of what's to come. But yeah, just if you enjoyed, subscribe, and as always, have a nice day. Peace.